some fun, shall we? Shalom, everyone!
Shalom!
My name is Zachary, and I am thrilled to be here celebrating Hanukkah with all of you at the Epcot International Festival of the Holidays. I've just come home to Orlando after a few years of studying abroad and meeting people from all over the world. Now, in my travels, I've learned that people in different places and cultures celebrate Hanukkah in their own way. And now I get to share what I've learned with all of you. You know, a lot of people actually think that Hanukkah is just this very serious and somber holy holiday, but that's not completely true. In fact, Hanukkah is the only Jewish holiday that is not specifically mentioned in the Torah, our holy book. Hanukkah is a joyful holiday celebrating a victory and a miracle. It all began in 166 BCE, when a small band of Jews, known as the Maccabees, defeated the large and powerful Assyrian army, driving them from Jerusalem and reclaiming their holy temple. After the battle, the Maccabees rededicated the temple and relit the eternal candle, a candle that is required to burn in synagogues at all times. The only problem was, they only had enough oil to light the candle for one day. Yet by a miracle, the candle burned bright for 8 days, long enough for a messenger to return with more oil. This is why we now celebrate 8 days of Hanukkah. Now, during the 8 days and nights of Hanukkah, families gather together, much like we are right now. We eat, we sing songs, we eat, we exchange presents. Did I mention that we've eaten? Yeah? Well, we eat all sorts of different foods, like potato latkes and jelly donuts, foods that are cooked in oil to help us remember the miracle of the oil that burned for the Maccabees so long ago. We also have a few other traditions, such as lighting the Hanukkah, a 9-branched menorah like the one you can see behind me now. I'm sure a few of you are probably wondering, why 9 candles? Well, that's because at sunset on the first night of Hanukkah, we actually light 2 candles. The center candle, which is called the shamash, and the candle furthest to the right. The shamash is the servant candle. It serves as a reminder for each of us to be a light, shining into a dark world. Now at sunset on the second night of Hanukkah, we light the shamash and the next 2 candles, and so on and so forth, until the 8th night, when all of the candles are lit and burning bright. Light the first of 8 tonight, furthest candle to the right. Light the first and second too, when tomorrow's day is through. Then light 3 and then light 4. Every dusk light 1 candle more, till all 8 burn bright and high, honoring a day gone by. Now, in my family, like so many other families around the world, our tradition was always to exchange gifts immediately after lighting the candles. My parents would always give us kids the biggest presents on the first and the last nights. The nights in between were for, I guess you could say, smaller presents, school supplies, clothes, an extra fancy pair of socks. I always have to hide my disappointment on the sock nights. But we would also get some of the Hanukkah staples, chocolate coins called gelt, oh, and of course, dreidels. Now, a dreidel, for those of you who don't know, is a 4-sided spinning top. On each side is a Hebrew letter: Nun, Gimel, Hey, and Shin. My brothers and sisters and I would each put some of our Hanukkah gelt into a pot, and then, one at a time, we'd spin the dreidel. Now, if the dreidel lands on Nun, you get none. If it lands on Shin, it's actually even worse. You have to add another of your chocolate coins to the pot. But if it lands on Hey, you get half the chocolate coins in the pot. And if you're lucky enough for it to land on Gimel, you get all the chocolate in the world! Yeah! No, you don't get all the chocolate in the world. That'd be way too much chocolate, right? You do get all the chocolate in the pot, though, which is still way too much chocolate. Now, while we would play, we would sing the classic dreidel song. I'm sure some of you know the dreidel song, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I would love to sing some of it for you, but I think I'm going to need some help with this one. Is there anyone here who can help me sing the dreidel song? You don't have to know the words, I promise. That's not a prerequisite. Anybody? No, we are all snuggled up right now, aren't we? It is a bit cold. Well, that's totally okay. Hey, did you want to help me? What's your name? Aaron? Hi, Aaron. I'm Zachary. Everybody give a hand up for Aaron. Do you know the dreidel song, Aaron? You do? That's awesome. Okay, well, I'm not going to make you sing the whole dreidel song by yourself, okay? I'm going to sing it with you. In fact, how about I sing most of the words, and why don't you just sing one word? Can you guess what word I want you to sing? Yeah, what is it? He's not going to say dreidel. He's mastered the art of looking at me and looking at Mom and Dad, so we'll call that a win. Well, that's all right. Here, how about we all do it together, okay? So when I lift this dreidel, I've gotten my hands up over my head. Let's all shout dreidel and help Aaron out, okay? So... dreidel! All right, so let's all sing together then. I have a little dreidel. I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel. I will play. Oh, dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel. I will play. Everybody, give yourselves a hand. Now, I do have to admit, we did not sing the dreidel song exactly like this when I was a kid, but I have always loved my family's Hanukkah traditions so much. That's why I was thrilled to be able to get out into the world and see how people in different places and cultures celebrate Hanukkah. Did you know that in Yemen and North Africa, they make the 7th night of Hanukkah a celebration of women? It's called Hag Habanat, the holiday of the daughters, in honor of all the strong women connected to the Jews' battle for freedom. On this night, the synagogue is open just for women to worship the Torah, dance, and bless their daughters and fellow Jewish women. Oh, and in Turkey, they have a holiday on the last night of Hanukkah they call Merenda. It literally translates to snack. The night is basically a giant potluck. Families travel to each other's homes, sharing home-prepared dishes and foods. I mentioned we like to eat, right? On this day, children collect flour from their neighbors, chanting and singing, "Give us flour, so that God will give you life." Oh, and speaking of music and songs, in Argentina, many Jews actually speak in a Judeo-Spanish language called Ladino. And there's an old Ladino song sung by many Argentinians to celebrate Hanukkah called Ocho Candelitas. It literally translates to 8 little candles. You know, I actually learned a few bars of that one. Would you folks like me to play some for you? Yes. Oh, fantastic. It's one of my favorites. Oh, 1 little candle, 2 little candles, 3 little candles, 4 little candles, 5 little candles, 6 little candles, 7 little candles, 8 candles for me. Isn't that such a fun song? Thank you. And there are so many wonderful Hanukkah songs and traditions out there in this great big world. Yet it seems that no matter where you are, Hanukkah is about remembering the miracle, remembering to be a light, and celebrating with food, fun, and most importantly, family. Now, before I leave all of you, I'd like to share one more song with you. I'm sure that many of you know this one, but for those of you who don't, it's called Oh Hanukkah. Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Dreidels to play with and latkes to eat. one for each night. They shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Thank you! Chag Sameach. Happy Hanukkah, everyone.
Let's make the whole